Hi there, gamers, and welcome to the final episode of Let's Play The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. So, you might have noticed that I didn't upload an episode on Monday, and here we are on Wednesday, and I have all the hearts, and it's got a 15 next to Guy Zelda. That's because I spent 2 hours recording myself doing cleanup, getting 10 pieces of heart, the last bottle, a cape, a magic spell, and a cane. And unfortunately, that file crashed on me, and I managed to recover it, but I never managed to be able to produce it or render it or anything. So it's pretty much all gone. So I can kind of explain a little bit of what I was doing. I was able to find the first few pieces of heart pretty quickly, actually. But the last few took me forever, and the last one was actually right over there where Zelda's pointing. And I felt really ridiculous because the last place I looked is the place I had been the most often. So, there you go. Anyways, now that I am up to full with everything, I'll go ahead and show you the spell, which is Bombos, which was obtained in the desert by warping from where the middle-aged old man is. The Dark World equivalent of that. And that gets you that spell. Let's see, then we also got the cape, which lets you go invisible when you have magic. And you can avoid all damage and go past like the rubber ball things that bounce you around and stuff. So that was kind of neat, but I only had one use for it, and that was to get the Cane of Birna, which creates a spell so that you can't get hurt, and in fact hurts those who are near you. Which is neat too, but I mean, limited use. You're better off just using your gold sword at this point. And the last bottle was actually in a treasure chest in the Dark World where the dwarven hut is, where they temper your sword. And I could actually really use some magic. I'm not gonna find any of my... But... What was I saying? Oh, so you get the chest at the dwarven hut in the Dark World, and then you take it to the middle-aged old man in the desert, and he unlocks it for you. So that was pretty easy to get to. And you might also notice that my bombs are up to 25, and my arrows, while currently at 61, go up to 70. And that is because the Well of Wishing, or whatever it's called in the Light World, also has a fairy in there where if you keep donating rupees, then she will ask you if you want to increase your carrying capacity for bombs or arrows. And of course you gotta get on top of that, because that's awesome. Regardless, since there's nothing else for me to do except get a few more hearts, we're gonna go ahead and take on Ganon. And I think I still have fairies. Yeah, I have 3. So, oh yeah, and I donated pretty much all of my rupees so that I could get as many arrows as I could, because you need silver arrows when you're fighting Ganon. And I used the rest of my rupees to get bombs, and now I'm broke. But that's okay, because we don't need those anyway. I'm actually going to need magic. This is... Where do I refill my magic at? Oh, that doesn't work here. Duh. Okay, so... Let's see if we can get to the magic shop, and if they have anything there.
If they don't, then we might go to Turtle Rock.
Now, I know they have potions, I just don't know if I can afford them. And the green is 60. Okay, never mind. I can't afford that. And I ran into a bunch of places where I could get money, but, you know, I already took the money, which was like 300 rupees when I was already at max. So, let's go ahead and go back to Turtle Rock.
I still hate those things. I haven't found anything that kills them. And I'm gonna get hit. And, oh, it didn't. That's a first, actually. I really wish there was a quicker way to get to Turtle Rock. I could go ahead and pull some fairies too. It hurts. Miscellaneous. Are you here? Okay, perfect. And is this where I die if I dash? I don't think it is. Okay, so, once again, on the Turtle Rock. And I'm gonna get hit so that I can stop shooting the sword beam. But the red armor is just so good that getting hit once isn't enough. Okay, so let's magic mirror this up. I'll need the hammer. Ugh. At least it didn't do any damage. Ugh. I don't want to hit that because a lot of times it blocks my path. And I had to come through this area a few times, actually. Ah, see, this is what I'm talking about! This is stupid! Get out of here! Everyone hates you guys, come on.
Okay, and the reason I'm coming here is because I almost always find a magic pot in one of these two skulls. Like that, and it always fills me to full. Why go anywhere else? Seriously. Maybe because it's faster, cheaper? I don't know. Fine, let's go here. And we'll warp. Go to Link's house. And something I had completely forgotten about until I was searching for those hearts, ow, is that the castle gate here. Ugh, stop it, dude, seriously. Well, I'm not getting any hearts. The castle gate here will actually warp you to the Dark World when you walk through it. Which is fine, because that's where we're going. I wonder what happens if you throw an empty bottle in the big well of wishing there. If she fills it with like a potion or something. Anyways, we're on to Ganon. I never imagined a boy like you could give me so much trouble. It's unbelievable that you defeated my alter ego Aghanim, the Dark Wizard, twice. But I will never give you the Triforce. I will destroy you and make my wish to conquer both light and dark worlds come true without delay. And so I'm just gonna smack him because he's kind of a dick. And it's pretty easy at this point until he starts doing his fire thing. But even then, it's best to just keep smacking him. This is the part I hate, where he won't sit still. It's normally like 4 or 5 teleports, and then he starts smashing the floor. Which means you're doing well. Because he's getting desperate to knock you off. I'm actually doing considerably better than I did the first time I played against him, so I'm kind of okay with having to start over. And after he does his on-guard thing with the darkness technique, you have to light the torches, as far as I know. And then you smack him with your sword, and silver arrow him. Wow, this is going really, really well for me. Holy crap, last time I will admit I did die. Because he used his fire spell thing like 3 times, and I swear, like, it hit me perfectly every time. As soon as I got out of my little vulnerability state, it hit me again. So, it helps knowing what you're getting into. And I apologize you didn't get to see me fight him the first time. Welcome, Zelda. I am the essence of the Triforce. Dot dot dot. The Triforce will grant the wishes in the heart and mind of the person who touches it. The Triforce speaks very slowly. Considering it's speaking directly into your mind, I think it should go a little faster. But if a person with a good heart touches it, it will make his good wishes come true. If an evil-hearted person touches it, it grants his evil wishes. Who'd have thought? Good outputs good, evil outputs evil. Huh. The stronger the wish, the more powerful the Triforce's expression of that wish. Ganon's wish was to conquer the world. That wish changed the Golden Land to the Dark World. Go on. Ganon was building up his power here so he could conquer the Light World and make his wish come completely true. So he has to work to get his wish? Doesn't really seem like much of a wish then. But now you have totally destroyed Ganon. His dark world will vanish. The Triforce is waiting for a new owner. Its golden power is in your hands. Oh, like the Triforce of Courage is literally in the back of my hand. Now touch it with a wish in your heart. Sure, why not? Hurrah! The Return of the King. Hyrule Castle. So that was my wish, apparently. I really like the Lord of the Rings series. Well, I guess Zelda does. Boy Zelda. I can't say for Princess Zelda. The loyal sage who was dead is now back alive. Sahasrara's homecoming. I wish for him to go home? That's kind of mean. And goes against free will, which is sad. Vultures rule the desert. Wait. I wished for the vultures to rule the desert. That, it seems like a really, really weird wish. The bully makes a friend. And they look extraordinarily like their Dark World counterparts. But my bunny counterpart did not look like me at all. My uncle recovers. Wait, so recovers. Was he not killed? Was he just injured and I abandoned him? Or was he dead? I mean, it brought the sanctuary dude back to life. Okay. They were already for sale. And what about the witch and assistant? What kind of a wish would I have made for them? Twin lumberjacks at the woodsman's hut. And once again, no specific wish for them, just I wish for them. They've had the goofiest smiles. Flute boy plays again. Oh, and there's his dad. And those rabbits have evil red eyes. Wow. I never noticed that before. Venus, Queen of Fairies. Oh, this is where I got the carrying capacity. Previously. The Dwarven Swordsmiths. Who, once again, no specific wish. I just wish for them. This entire land will be mine. I wish for the bug-catching kid too. And that's the girl who runs away from you. And I assume I'm not wanted for the kidnapping of the princess anymore. Oh, there he is. Unsuccessfully catching a bug. And the lost old man. So, I want him to remain lost. And okay, so what is he waving at? Am I looking at him from high above? Or is like Lakitu controlling the camera? That's a goofy looking slime. Forest thief. I don't remember him. I think, no, there was a Pizza Hut near him, I think. And the Master Sword sleeps again forever. But I'm keeping the golden sword because that is mine and it's obviously the best sword. Forever. I don't know if that's implying that this is the last in the series of the timeline or what. The Zelda timeline is really, really weird. And then there's like 2 hours of credits. That was the entirety of my last video, was just credits, I assure you. Or it was me finding 10 pieces of heart. The last 3 were ridiculous. There was one that was in the swamp in the Dark World, where you have to go into like the top corner and then warp into the light world again. And there's a rock that you can lift that leads to a staircase with a heart piece down there. That one was kind of out there. And then I realized that there was a door in Death Mountain, in like the side of the mountain, with those little ledges, but you couldn't jump into it. And as far as I knew, you couldn't, there was no way to get into there. Until you go into the Dark World and realize that the equivalent is part of the dungeon path from one door to another, and you have to warp there. And so I had to go through part of Turtle Rock again. And then there was the one that was right there at the pyramid, which I completely missed. Felt like an idiot. Yep, I don't have a whole lot else to talk about in this section of the video. The cape was located in the graveyard. There is a grave surrounded by the darker rocks, but even after you access it, you can't push the grave like you can with the other ones. You have to actually dash into it, which took me a little bit to figure out. And down there was just the cape. And then I went back to the Dark World, where you have your very first exposure to the Dark World. You see that bully bouncing around, that little ball guy, and you hop down, and there's that passageway that's just full of spikes. You use the cape in order to get through that. But unfortunately, it uses all of your magic, so on the return trip, you end up losing like 8 hearts. Because they didn't give you any magic on the other side. They're just like, well, have fun going back. And in there you get the cane. What else was there? Oh yeah, there was the magic spell that was in the desert, which I already went over. And then that bottle that was in the chest that you had to have unlocked. There really wasn't a whole lot else that went on. It was just a lot of me running around very frustrated, not being able to find stuff. Yep. Lots of credits. Okay, so this part I don't really understand the quest history, because the Castle of Hyrule, the castle dungeon, the East Palace, I definitely went to when I was playing. I mean, obviously. But the Desert Palace only took me 1 episode to do, and so did the Mountain Tower. So I don't get where they're getting these numbers from. The Dark Palace, Swamp Palace, Skull Woods, Thieves Town all took me 1. The Ice Palace and Misery Mire. The Ice Palace, actually, I did on the same episode that I finished Misery Mire. Misery Mire did take me 2. But everything else took 1. And this is the 15th episode. So I don't know how it figured it out, but it got there in the end, I guess. But, like the screen says, this is the end. So, thanks for watching.